What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Lines of Music Hut Entertainment Report podcast. And tonight, we have a really special guest in the building. We're talking about a producer, we're talking about a song owner, we're talking about the winner of the quarantine clash the other day. You know who we have in the building tonight? We have Bobby Konders from Massive B in the building tonight. What's going on, big boss?
Yeah, it is, family. Everything blessed. Everything's great,
Yeah, man.
under,
Thanks.
under lockdown, quarantine.
You know how it goes, man. That's why we got to do the interview like this. Usually, I'd have you in the studio, or I'd come to your studio, and we take care of it, lads. But at the end of the day, the show must go on. You understand?
Exactly. Life
Yeah,
don't stop.
at all. And right now, because I know you guys are based in New York, so what's the vibe like in New York right now, especially with all this quarantine and stuff going on?
Well, the people look like they're getting a little shaky. They want to step out. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing more and more people on the road, but pretty much it's locked down. And then, say, Brooklyn Bronx police are stepping to people after hours, after 8 o'clock when it gets dark, and asking especially younger dudes where they going and so forth. So there's a lot of hypocrisy going on. Obviously, there's a lot of double standards going on with the police, uh, and how they are dealing and addressing certain people, and that would basically be brown and black people. You understand what I'm saying? Because the NYPD doesn't have a great track record. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but overall, I mean, people are trying to do the right thing. I think overall, a lot of people, some older people are scared. A lot of people are dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of where this thing came from, who started it, how it started, and so forth. That's another conversation.
Mhm.
Uh, but people are dying, and a lot of people in Brooklyn Bronx have died. I lost a couple friends already, so shit is real.
Yeah. We know that, especially because it says they're saying right now New York is the epicenter of the pandemic right now.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to be leading on, but it is what it is. It's kind of the melting pot, I guess, for
Mhm.
a lot of places where people kind of come first before they branch out to other areas of America.
That makes sense. And how long do you think you guys are going to actually be locked down for?
Oh, I couldn't say that. I mean, realistically, I'm thinking like months, months. They don't have no cure. Like,
Yeah.
and then if they do have a cure, like the healthcare in America is very expensive, and the pharmaceutical businesses run it with insurance companies, and it's multi-gazillion-dollar business. So is a lot of bullshit, a lot of fuckery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's why a lot of Americans move to Canada, I guess, sometimes for healthcare and so forth. It's just cheaper. It's a cheaper, life up
Yeah.
there. I think with the way you have your healthcare system in America, where I guess you could probably get medicine up there maybe $20, $30, and in America it might be a $400 just to buy them pills. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It's fucking it's ridiculous, son. You can't show like if your money is just like kind of middle income, you're better off showing you don't make no money so you can get the Medicaid and try to get the free services. Because if you're paying health insurance, but if you're taking it from your job, they're gonna take $300-400, like a lot of money out of your check,
Yeah.
and this so you can have health insurance with your job's company, or if you got to pay yearly, you can spend $2,500 a year just on health insurance or something, or
Mhm.
more. I guess I don't know. I try to pimp the game. So
Yeah.
fuck that.
I know how it goes. So let's get into some of your history here because I know it's like we're in a lot of troubling times right now, but there's still a lot of stuff that we could go through and enjoy. You understand what I mean? So I
No
want to
man,
get into your history right now. When did you actually fall in love with reggae music? When was the first time that you heard a bass line and you said, you know what? I really like this stuff here.
in the '70s, as a kid, real little young boy, and I liked it. Obviously, my dad played a lot of soul music in the house and so forth, Philadelphia soul music. But
Okay.
I just heard it on alternative stations and just gravitated towards it. Then in the '80s, I started going to dances like in Brooklyn and so forth.
Mhm. And who were some of the early sounds that you actually used to listen to and looked up to at the beginning?
Well, there's DJs. I like to like all kind of DJs. I like all kind of music.
Mhm.
So, like from a dance music perspective, I used to love Tony Humphries. You
Okay.
know, hip hop. I used to love Red Alert, Chuck Chill Out. You know what I'm saying? Even they used to, these guys back in the day in the early '80s used to be on, and they used to make some wicked edits and remixes. The Latin Rascals. Then from sound business, I used to, love to hear Downbeat play from, all the Studio One songs. And then in
Mhm.
Brooklyn, in the Clashes, I used to go see King Addies with Danny Dreadlocks and Babyface and so forth, and go follow their sound a little bit. He had Fergo Digital, and then, a little later than that, he had LP, and then, of course, Earth Ruler, and, Spectrum was there. So I used to, check all them sounds out.
Okay, and when did you decide to say, let me build this massive song called Massive B? What year did the song actually start?
I'd say around 91, 92.
91, 92, eh?
Yeah.
And
I
who
was
were
the
the
DJ. I
original
was the
members?
DJ Bobby Konders, Massive Sounds before that, and I was doing well. I produced some house music, and some other music, and
Okay,
it did well. I had a big song with Muda Baruka where I took Muda Baruka's poem called "This Poem."
yeah.
This poem is vexed about racism. This poem is vexed about apartheid, and I put music to it, and it was a 12-inch called Bobby Konders House Rhythms, and then I had another one on there called like Nervous Acid, which was like a techno track, and it did real well around the world, like on an independent label.
Mhm.
So I did some music like that, and I was doing some little reggae hip hop stuff and trying to dabble into the dancehall thing and so forth. And then eventually, uh, as I started Master B, I maybe put one or two dance records out. Then I started my first early productions were with Half Pint, Nicodemus, and Ina Kamosi.
Okay, so did you start DJing first or you started producing
No,
first?
DJing. I was DJing way before that,
Yeah,
early '80s.
early 80s.
Early
And
'80s,
this
yeah.
is
And I was this DJ, American DJ that would play everything, and I always had a passion for reggae. So I was doing in the late '80s. I was doing real well on the club scene in New York,
mhm.
and this the party scene. And what kind of helped me stand out a lot a bit with the dance music was I always did a reggae set.
Got you, got you. And then that's where you transferred because you originally started off as Bobby Connor's
Yeah,
as
massive
Massive
sound,
Sound.
massive sounds, yeah, so forth. And I produced an album then for Polygram, uh, which had a big song called Mac Daddy, a reggae hip hop song.
Yeah.
And being that I didn't know the legalities of, I let them use the name Massive Sound, so I just said, let me just put Massive B sounds on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want,
You.
you know what I mean? I didn't know to what extent,
Mhm.
lawyers and all that bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Because remember, back then everybody's still young, so everybody's you're just doing it for the love. You're not really you don't know what you're really doing.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have lawyers though. We'll tell everybody that. Make sure you get lawyers.
Hmm.
Get lawyers and have your with any dealing. I was younger, but I believe me when it came to contracts, which are contracts. Know, know that the record business,
Yeah.
the companies are in the business of music, not the music business. It's the business of music, and they are there to
Hmm.
make money. They
Hmm.
don't think cats care for you or you're our brothers and all that bullshit. It ain't it, man. It's business.
It's
Cover
business 100%.
cover yourself, da 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 da. But I know that.
Hmm.
One thing with me, I accept real. I'm a realist, so I know if I sign a contract or if they send me a contract, it's basically a lot of times going to be a pretty much fuck you contract. But you got to have a good lawyer
Hmm.
to take care of yourself, and
Yeah.
then you go from there and see what happens.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And see what changes the lawyers can go back and forth with. If
Yeah.
not, a lot of people, even dealing with VP Records, will just sign any idiot contract, and they're gonna be mad at VP Records. And I'm like, fam, you signed the contract. You took that $2,000 or
Yeah.
whatever it was. And I've done business with them, but I just know what it is. It's
Yeah.
business music. They're trying to get theirs.
Yeah. And
And
that
it's like now with this whole streaming thing, I just had there's a royalty company called Sound Exchange. There was people trying to collect my royalties from my songs that were on Massive B.
yeah.
I
Wow.
don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
And this digital game is wide open because you got a lot of fake gangsters behind the computer just stealing.
Yeah.
And then when they get checked, you know what I'm saying? They can, you know what I mean? Shit can get funny.
Yeah. Real quick. Want to get into some of your early productions. What were some of the early reggae songs that you actually produced?
Well, the first ones was Half Pint, Winner Takes It All, Nicodemus Ride into Town, Ina Kamosi, Hot Stepper Return. And then I also had a Rasta man on there that you might have heard of called Little Roy. He was the man that originally wrote Prophecy that Freddie McGregor sung over, and also the original man that sung Tribal War. So I had him on the rhythm as well
Yeah.
as a Brooklyn artist called Super C, who had that big song called Bad Boy. Then after that, I was just going in. I voiced Shaggy, Red Fox, all the Brooklyn artists. I linked up with Burro Banton around 94, 95.
Yeah.
A Bounty Killer. We did Suicide Murder, which was a massive song in Jamaica.
Yeah.
In 94, 95, I remixed it with J. Rooter Damage, who was a hot, big Brooklyn artist at the time. I pressed up the remix. It played on hip-hop stations. It did real well. Then I was continually putting out Junior Reed. I did Bubblers around 95, 96 on the Taxi Rhythm. That did kind of cool. Some of these songs did well more in Europe with the reggae record stores. You know what I'm saying? Because the reggae record stores, them kids in Europe really love the foundation artists. And then around 97, I put out the Cuss Cuss Rhythm with Shinehead, Burro, Take the Set, Anthony B. Warrior, and King Kong, Rumble Jumble Life. Rumble Jumble Life's like a classic Sound Clash tune. Because King Kong has that voice, that tenor saw style. So the Rumble Jumble Life, and crazy big, you know what I'm saying? And then I continually put records out. I can't remember them in chronological order. I put out 500, 600, 700 records.
What? Hold on, let me slow you down because you're saying 500, 600, 700. What was it?
Every year I was putting out a culture rhythm and a dance rhythm every year. Okay. And then on them rhythms, sometimes you'd have between 5, 6, 7 to 15 songs. So you just do the math over the years.
Yeah, that's crazy. What was it like linking with, like, say, somebody like Nicodemus for the first time to actually record something for him?
He was mad cool. I met him in dances in the streets. Cats used to see me in the streets. You know what I'm saying? In them kind of hardcore dances. Nobody really looked like me. And, then cats heard that I did some of that work. In the 80s, they didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? But then I did. They put the face with the name when I did the Mac Daddy record and the Super Cat Red Hot remix in '93, which was massive. And cats just said, "Yeah, man, this youth is doing things." You know what I'm saying? And I was voicing some dubs, starting to sound, and spending money. So cats is looking their work and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy right there. Even the Super Cat Ghetto Red Hot. Did you voice the original one, or you just voiced the remix?
No, what happened was after that Mac Daddy record did so big in New York and in Philadelphia and America, like in certain pockets, Robert Livingston, who was Supercat's manager at the time, Wild Apache label, they linked me and they said, "Yo, do a Dondada hip hop remix and then do a Ghetto Red Hot remix." I said, "Cool." And how we did that now was they gave me the 24-track 2-inch tape, which was real. I bounced the 2-inch tape, the acapella, down to my 1/2-inch 8-track reel to reel. Now the reason why I did that was because we didn't have computers back then, and we had to make a beat.
Yeah,
Slam Remy was working with me at the time. We made the beat, the hip hop beat, but we had to fly the vocals in. So I said, let's make the hip hop beat similar tempo to Ghetto Red Hot and Dondada's original dancehall track. So we can fly in the vocal.
Yeah.
Right? Now you don't have computers where you can just shift and do it in 3 minutes. You gotta like the only way to do it, you had MIDI back then, but like dancehall tracks, they didn't have MIDI. So I bounced the acapella down to the 1/2-inch 8-track. The 1/2-inch 8-track now is a reel to reel. It had a start button and it also had a pitch control. Okay. So my plan was, we got the beat. The beat is similar to the dancehall tempo. I'm going to catch it on the one, and I'm going to mix it like a record.
Yeah.
It took 3, 4, 5 hours to get it. Because when you hit the start button, it did not start right away. This is analog machines. These are old machines. We hit the start, click, then it starts. So it was a project. I'm doing this. Slime's over there sitting on the couch falling asleep. And it eventually clicked, and I wrote it in, and mixed it in like a record.
Yeah.
And then boom, and how one thing, like how you would discover your mistakes is you'd put a nice slapback delay on the lead vocal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like if I got a minute into it, then I could easily start over and catch it, and you know what I mean. And I mean it's a classic, you know. And we
Yeah.
did that with a lot of records, a
Mhm.
lot of reggae hip hop remixes, because I
Okay.
did a lot. I did Cuddy Ranks and just a lot of stuff.
So you were introducing that what they call, I guess, basically trap dance hall right now. You basically started to engineer that from back in the early 90s.
Nah, I don't think so. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't give us that credit. What we was doing was we was trying to do remixes
Mhm.
for hip hop DJs in America that would not mess with Jamaican music, because in Cleveland it's American.
Mhm.
In Dallas it's American. So we're
Yeah.
trying to give you an alternate mix, because the Yankee DJ maybe wasn't playing dancehall. You
Got
understand?
got
America is not like Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Nothing is like Brooklyn and Bronx in America. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You go to Chicago, they're straight Yankee places, American
Yeah.
places. Obviously, you got yard communities, but they small
Yeah.
in comparison to what America is. So we was trying to give it a banging beat that a hip hop DJ that didn't mess with no dancehall or reggae would say, "Yo, I could play this because it can fit in my mix, and it's a banging beat, and whatever he's saying, it
Yeah.
sounds like some shit."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because to a
Yeah.
lot of Yankees, Jamaicans don't understand. A lot of Yankees that have not lived around Caribbean people don't understand what the fuck they're saying, because the
Yeah.
patois and that shit sounds like Spanish to them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
hear you.
You know, oh, yo, what up, Ross? What up, Raw? You understand what I'm saying? They don't know what the fuck, you know,
Yeah.
but motherfuckers love the badness, you know, and this, you know, especially from the 80s and 90s, say, oh, they gangsters. So
Yeah.
they mess with them. You know what I'm saying? They mess with it. So that's what we was doing. We
Yeah.
wasn't trying to change Jamaica. We wasn't trying to say, Jamaica, this is what you need to do. Not at all.
Mhm.
I love reggae. I love
Yeah.
dancehall in its truest and purest form.
But you just knew that's how you
We
had
was
to
doing
introduce it
an
into
alternate
with some
mix
people.
to try to get support and play from hip hop DJs that were not playing the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We wasn't saying Jamaica come follow this or whatever. Hell no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I love original dancehall and I still
Yeah.
put out dancehall.
That's
You know,
crazy.
so forth. Because when I tour the world does not want to hear dancehall trap. The world wants to hear dancehall.
Yeah. And I guess that's why you fell in love with actually dance hall reggae, not really hip hop. But you knew that was a way to
Oh,
cross it
I love,
over.
believe me, I love growing up, man. Listen, I had I had cassettes, you
Yeah.
know, before records was coming out in the late 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had the early rap records, but King Tim the Third, Cold Crush Brothers,
Okay.
Tony Room, Sugar. Obviously Sugar Hill Gang. But before that, Flash and the Furious Five on Enjoy Records. You know, I loved it. King Tim. Was it Treacherous 3 when you
Yeah.
know, and he had Spoonie G and Kumo D. Oh man, believe me,
Yeah.
I loved it. You know, but
All
I
right.
was just love music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get that. So then how did the sound itself form now? Because I know you were Bobby
With
Conder's DJ. So then
oh,
how
the
did,
sound.
I guess, yeah, the
Well,
sound come into the
here's
fore now?
I started getting some work, and I needed an MC,
Yeah.
and I met Jabba. I was supposed to clash this one dude in the Bronx. The dude never came. So Jabba was there. He started talking, da 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 da. Jabba's much younger than me, and I liked his energy. I liked his, like, you know, assertiveness and so forth. He was a teenager. And I
Yeah.
said, well, fuck it. You know, come meet me at 1-2 clubs, these hand clubs that are hiring me.
Mhm.
Come say a little thing. You know what I'm saying? We just started building from there. And we just started working. And I had left WBLS. Funkmaster Flex linked me. He wanted me to start doing reggae mixes on Hot 97.
Okay.
And I started doing that. And then I slowly incorporated Jabba on the radio show. And we've been rocking ever since. And I probably went to Hot 97 in 94.
Yeah. From 94.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said, I guess Jabba came into the fold about 3 years after you started to build the sound.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I was DJing already and so forth. But yeah, but I met Jabba before that still. You know what I'm saying? But there was the transition, because a transition of me just being Bobby Konders, the DJ, and I was still getting work, to me starting to sound and then going in a whole different lane.
Yeah, because that's one thing. As soon as I remember hearing the word Massive V, the sound, it's synonymous with Bobby Konders and Jabba. That's who you
No,
always hear
and
around the South.
that's what it is, because when I knew I had it, when I was starting to sound back then, you gotta remember that was a hardcore gangster time.
Yeah,
I had to have a yard youth on the sound.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to develop and give somebody an opportunity uh, that was young and that would be willing to ride, not just try to jump on the wagon and say, "Oh, this could be a hot thing," and then jump off and this, you know what I mean? Go do their thing or whatever. Like, Jabba developed himself as an MC, a party MC,
yeah,
and it worked. And we just developed. And we brought other people on the team and so forth. But he's been here from day one. Pretty, I say that,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's doing his thing, and we still do our thing. Everyone does their thing.
Yeah, because it's always so funny. Because I know once you're from Brooklyn, Brooklyn generally doesn't connect with Bronx or Queens or anything else. So it's funny that having a Brooklyn sound and an MC from the Bronx, that's
Yeah,
generally not New York style.
yeah, but I don't follow trends. I just
Yeah,
try to make trends. I don't really
yeah,
follow like da 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 da. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Because there's a lot of older cats that were on yard sounds, hardcore yard sounds, that wanted to, be the MC on massive be a massive sounds, and I started working with Son. I said, I'm gonna rock with this kid, and there was
yeah.
dudes out there better than him at the beginning, but
Mhm.
I said, nah, man,
Just
I'm a
and
loyalist. I'm a loyalist, and if he gonna be real, we can
yeah,
make this thing work and do something great.
which makes sense. What was some of the actual early dubs that Massive B cut?
Oh, the Barrington Levy's. Well, obviously the Super Cat, because I did that remix for him, and that's when I got the dubs. Uh,
Okay,
uh, Burrow,
yeah,
all the Shaggy, Red Fox, all the Brooklyn artists,
hmm
uh, Junior Reeds, a lot of the Half Pints, a lot of Nicodemus, a lot of the Foundation artists, because they was that in 93, 94. They weren't that old.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They were still relevant.
yeah,
Now today they seem ancient, but I was voicing them cats because I love that ear. I love the music.
yeah. And what was it about dubs that made you just love cutting dubs in the first place?
Getting that forward, fucking up the place. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Done, mashing up the dance. And back then you needed some dub plates, even on juggling dances, because they're hardcore dancers. You
yeah.
just don't always play the 45. You wanted to have some fire.
That's true. And when it came to because I know when it came to New York, you had like Addie's, LP, Earth Ruler. Those were like the three
Clash
premier
sound.
songs. We'll say yes.
And we
Where
kind
did?
of followed. We kind of followed more like we're going to have the dubs,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to voice these dubs the Clash, because then I can't use them on the weekly round robin dances we were on, because we
Yeah.
were playing 5 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? On all the round robin dances with
Okay.
us, Rory Stone Love, because he was living here, Matterhorn. Then you had Lieber Love, Afreak with Jagger B, and so forth. And we were playing on all of them dances like Monday Night Gal Farm, Tuesday with Nuff's family in the Bronx, and so forth, so on. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You know what I mean? Maybe Wednesday off.
Yeah. And were you guys doing any clashes back then also, or it was more
No,
strict?
not really. We played on like in in Albany Manor in the dance hall in them places. There would be hardcore dances, but we didn't directly like. We were supposed to do one or two clash out of the country, and one or two times it didn't happen. One of the promoters in I think Bermuda, one of the places, got locked up for murder,
Wow.
and uh, yeah, they counted me for some things, but the business didn't sound right, and we were booked out so much, playing so much, that I wasn't focused on like I'm gonna take the next month focused on a clash.
Yeah.
Like we was on the radio, I'm producing. Jabba's doing a million parties. I'm
Mhm.
keeping one or two party, and and we're playing out so much
Yeah.
that we're working, and we wasn't like this on it like that.
Yeah. You guys were busy. Massive B's always been that type of song. It's never been a. You guys could go into the hardcore arena, but you guys never. That wasn't where you guys actually.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like a Stone Love. You know what I'm saying? They're not a class sound, but they can play hardcore tune. You
Yeah.
know, and same as like how like if you're familiar with the New York scene in the '80s, like the hottest juggling sound in the '80s, or
Yeah.
even like early '90s was Afreak with Jagger B, Super Claude and Jagger B. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're familiar with the names, but
Of
you know,
course. Of
yeah.
course. And Steely, Twitch, and all of them were over there
Well,
too.
they came. Jagger B brought them.
Yeah.
And Super Twitch is dope. You know what I'm saying? But Jagger B was, he's that dude.
Hmm. You're right. So we're saying, okay, you guys started out 1991, and now we're in 2020. Give me three memories of three of the best times around Massive B.
One of the times, I can't even remember the year,
Yeah.
Super Cat kept a dance in Air Missouri, and he linked me to select for him, and play music for him and draw rhythm. We were still playing records at the time, so is that early? That had to be early 2000s, I'm guessing. I can't
It could be
remember.
early 2000, late 90s.
Yeah,
Anywhere
probably
between.
early 2000s, I'm thinking. And we
Yeah.
just came back from Bermuda, and Cat calls me and says, "Yeah, now keep a thing and want you to, play music." And
Hmm.
I'll tell you the date. So I said, "Okay, of course. Let me just check my book or whatever."
Hmm.
And it was a great dance. Him, Shabba, Michael Palmer,
Yeah.
uh, John, I think Johnny Osborne, Sluggy Ranks,
Okay.
and it was like 3,000 people. It was sick. It was sick. And then I draw this one rhythm he had. He had a song called "Permit for Bury," I think. I think it was a
Yes.
Shank rhythm, maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, and they were just fucking that rhythm up, yo.
Hmm.
The dance was rammed in. I just remember that because uh, just selecting for them set of artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, then I mean, there's so many great memories. You know what I'm saying? This with keeping birthday parties and like Massive anniversary one year where I had John Shop was there, with Bogle was there,
Yeah.
Roost, all the John Shop dudes, all the real street cats, and then I had like Johnny Osborne, Chronicle, Shinehead, Burrow, Wicker Man, Bling Dog, uh, and what I did is I always had like them Massive anniversaries where the artist would touch the sound. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Got
love
you.
when the
Got
artist would perform around the sound. So I
you.
had Boro touching it and Chronicle and Shinehead and Johnny Oz. It was actually that dance is on VHS, so it might be on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had that night. I think I had Stone Love and Firelinks
Okay.
and one of my Japanese sounds called Sunset. I think it was a historic dance because
Hmm.
Stone Love didn't normally play with Firelinks at that particular time. I think, uh, but they did it for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a
Give
great
me
dance.
give me one more memory.
Oh
Crazy.
man, me going to Europe with Boro and Japan with Boro and Jabba and playing one time playing at a Japan festival with 10,000 people and we put Japanese old costumes on and just
Yeah.
flattened the place.
Yeah.
Uh, Played at Rodigan's 25th anniversary, probably, what was that, 15, 20 years ago. Me,
Yeah.
Boro, and Jabba went over there and played. I played at festivals in Europe with 10, 15,000 people. One time bringing Beanie Man up on stage and
Okay.
flatten, it's like playing at the early Fully Loadeds and so much gunshot firing when we're playing Mob Deep or Bounty Killer on Dubplate. Uh, and just man, there's a lifetime of memories, man.
Crazy.
What I mean, this hanging in the studio voicing Dennis Brown on Dubplate, with Junior Reed hanging out and
Yeah.
Burrow and the whole nine. Nicodemus hanging in my apartment all the time. Burrow come and stay, and Junior Cat, Super Cat come to check me, voice and tune, and Bounty Killer used to come by, voice all his dubs by my apartment. And I
Okay.
used to link up all the sounds, and he'd bring Nitty Kutchi Boom out of my Elephant Man, all of them. You know, just voicing songs and just having good relationships with most of all the artists. Pretty much, so I dealt with business properly and was good with like Ellie and Spraga and Anthony B and so forth.
Hmm. That's crazy. One name that keeps coming up every time that we talk is Boro Banton. How did you guys even meet and solidify that
That's
relationship?
Boro. I met Boro in the dance in Biltmore Ballroom, which was like a big dance hall where enough of the big dance and Clash kept back in the day in the 80s and so forth. And I met him the one night King Addies was clashing Black Scorpio. And Boro and Supercat were DJing for King Addies. Danny Dreadlocks was selecting. And there was clashing Scorpio, who brought the Hornsmen and General Trees. I don't know if he brought anybody else. Maybe a singing melody. I can't remember.
Okay.
Uh, and it was just that night. And then I happened to meet him. And someone said, "Yo, this man will meet you, Ray." And I said, "Oh, Vice to Dub from a sound." And from that time, that me and Boro just linked. And then we linked years, like periodically to do some dubs, and then he started voicing songs from a label, and we just kept the link. You know, Boro a real G. You know, he just a real G and real recognized real, and we just I started renting an apartment for my sister in the middle '90s in Kingston 20 Duane Park, and we just just kept the friendship, and we talk once a week probably.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because whenever I heard the name Massive B, it was always synonymous with Borobantan. I always used to think it was almost his song, Massive B. Every rhythm you put
Well,
out
you know
had
what,
Borobantan on it.
Boro, I would send Boro a lot of the money for the Dubplates,
Hmm.
and he would voice a lot of work for me,
Hmm.
and then I think Boro's never really had he was a top artist in Jamaica in the '80s,
Hmm.
but he like with Junja Laws and Volcano, and he DJ for Jarrow and all of them, but he didn't really get the proper production and recording.
Got you.
When he linked with me, obviously he wasn't the top artist at the time. Bounty Killer and Bourgeois were the top and so forth, but we did some good work, and he found out outside of the Jamaican community, there's a world around the world that loves reggae dancehall, and they liked his songs. And from when we did West Milan Sensi, the Take a Set,
Hmm.
God, we did so many records. Washington Session, Bible Again, and then up until 2007, we did Battered in Them, which was featured on Grand Theft Auto 4, which was on Massive B Radio.
Yes, I remember that one. Yes, big,
Yeah,
big, big. Yep.
yeah, great video. And I showed him. I just said, "Yo, Banton, there's a lot of songs I produce that maybe Jamaica don't play or Brooklyn don't play, but I'm finding there's a whole world out here that love our music and love our productions.
Mhm.
In the record stores, there's people out there that just love reggae the same way you love it, the way I love it,
Mhm.
and they love you. They love you, and them songs would do great. They would sell him on the rhythm. Like when I did T.O.K. Galia Lead, that was the biggest song in the rhythm.
Yeah.
But when you go to Europe and them places, his song Money Friend played as much as Galia Lead in
Okay.
the European dances.
Yeah. It's just, I guess, something when you're a producer, a sound man, and everything, you got to understand your markets. So, okay, the US market, this is what they're going to consume. When we go to the African and the European market, this is what they're going to consume also. So as a
Exactly. They
producer,
they
you
they
got to
don't care
understand
about the latest trend in Jamaica
that.
or
Yeah.
the hottest artist at that particular moment. There's selectors out there that say, yes, I like this guy. And you got to remember that's the 90s and Bantu was hot in the 80s. So these cats were 25, 20 years old, 18 years old, 25 or whatever. And they was like, yo, like they don't care about the latest trend. They like who they like. And
Yeah.
Burrow had that rockstone voice, and his voice with this, ribby bong, skink, vibes.
Yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And another name that you brought up a lot that you've done a lot of work with would be Bounty Killer. All right.
Yeah.
What was the first
Yeah,
time meeting him and doing work with him?
Killer linked me with Johnny Wonder, who was a guy that was in New York, and they knew I did some bad remixes,
Yeah.
and they knew I had my label, and then we had the radio show as well. So it was just it was a good link. Killer was one of the top artists, and I got a one song, and that was the first song was Suicide Murder, and then
Okay.
obviously I mixed it with Jay
That was
Wood.
the very first song was Suicidal Murder.
Yeah, and that was massive. That was a number one dancehall song in Jamaica. That actually bust in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And bust in New York and played everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I did the remix, which was crazy because the hip hop DJs loved it.
Yeah. That's crazy right there. And everybody knows that he's cross, angry, miserable. How was it to deal with him?
Oh yeah, Killer is a cool dude. He's but he gonna do it his way when he want to do it, how he want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you're gonna call him and say yo, I'm in the studio, he's gonna come check him. Nah, man, he gonna come check you when he want to check you.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Whole week in Jamaica and scratching your head like, damn, this dude ever gonna come?
Yeah.
But he always eventually came through. You know what I'm saying? So
that's big.
Right? That's part of his persona. You know what I'm saying? But overall, he a good dude.
Yeah, you understand. When it comes to your production, because you said you probably have at least 700 records. What's your top 3 records you'd say definitely changed the path of your career?
I don't know. I always loved the foundation and the rubber dub, but that was the dancehall too. I didn't try to pigeonhole myself or put myself in a box. I look up to people like Sly and Robbie. You know,
Yeah.
like they did all kind of music, foundation rhythms, rubber dub, relick, you know, everything.
Hmm.
You know, licking over rhythms or whatever on their label, and then they did work with Grace Jones and Gwen Guthrie doing disco records or funky hip hop or
Crazy.
whatever.
Crazy.
So I just would do all kind of music. I'd do songs with Anthony B, Sizzler, Don Carlos, Morgan Heritage, and then I, work with Spraga, Ellie Killer, Major Macro Buru, and you know, whoever,
Yeah.
Cartel, Vybz
Mhm.
Cartel.
Crazy, crazy. So you run the whole gamut when it comes to actual production. That's your
Yeah.
production side there. Let's get into your dubs. What's your three favorite dubs and why?
Oh man, I couldn't even say that.
Randomly, random off of what you
Uh,
could remember right
I
now.
mean, like this, the other night in the quarantine clash, there's so much dubs to play,
Yeah.
and then you got the tune for tune. I mean, you know, I love Barrington Levy's voice. I love Junior Reed's voice. I love authentic dancehall voices. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh, what
Random.
If for Boro is a great dub. The Super Cat's a great dub. Uh, I mean, the Barrington Levy's are great dubs.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I went to Jamaica one time and told Boro I want to voice Yabby U. Let me ask you now, do you know who Yabby U is?
Of course I know who Yabu is.
Okay, good.
Mm.
Obviously, when I voiced him, he was kind of old and he passed away not too late after that.
Yeah.
And he sung the song Warn the Nation.
Hmm.
I love roots rubber dub music.
Hmm.
So it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I you got Alton Ellis, Freddie McGregor, John Hope. I mean, I try to voice all the foundation artists, Sugar Minor,
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I got like it's hard to say like which one is my favorite because
Yeah.
they're all my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid for them.
Yeah. You understand. So that would definitely make it a favorite still. When it comes to Bobby
You heard,
Konders,
yo, son, that
yeah,
in that quarantine class, you heard a house. That
yeah,
was a house that this got paid for. All
yeah,
them dubs.
yeah.
The money I gave Bounty Killer and these artists. That was house money.
You know this. You understand that. You know what I mean? Let's touch a bit in this quarantine clash here. All right. How did you like that vibe going in? Because again, we know you're not really a clash guy, but we've seen you perform in that one. How do you like that energy?
Well, I enjoyed myself because I've been going to clashes and playing in hardcore dances. So
Yeah,
I had one energy going in, but then when I saw the flyer, the
yeah.
verses and the clash, I just said, well, this is where they're taking it,
Hmm.
you know. This is where they're taking it, Washi and Jazzy and so forth. Like that's where the flyer is.
Yeah,
And that's gonna what and being that's what the flyer says, that's what people are gonna want. They're gonna want to hear some big tunes.
hmm,
They're not gonna want to hear like this regular juggling or regular songs they hear on the radio or on a mixtape or in the dance.
yeah,
People are gonna log on. They're gonna say Jazzy T Renaissance. The people that know him, and then the people that know Bobby Massive B or whatever, they're gonna say we know they got their set. He got his set of tune. Let's see what plays.
hmm,
And I just had the mindset that uh gonna have fun with it and just be try to be entertaining and then play the music, let the music speak for itself. Now, obviously there's gonna be some songs that are bad words and you know, uh, say things that might be derogatory, but that's just part of dancehall or whatever. But I didn't have to really verbally say, yo, cuss out Jazzy in a negative way or whatever.
yeah,
I thought, I mean, that ain't my lane. I don't think people really were looking for that from me anyway. And I could have fun with it, draw two card, make two joke, try to style son, and then just play some music and you know what I'm saying? Like teach, educate and teach and just be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And have it in a fun way. And that was the mindset I had going in. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, no, definitely quarantine was good. And what it seems like right now, Sound Clash is like crazy right now. Everybody, even tonight, they had a clash on. Major Hype posted a clash on
Yeah. Major's my dude.
Instagram.
Major played Master B for
Of
5 years. So
course, of course.
yeah, so
That's what I was gonna ask you next.
he said he clashed with somebody tomorrow and he want to use Master B dubs because he
Yeah.
played on the sound. And I said sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Major's my G. So yeah,
Yeah.
ready. Yeah,
How did
people are
that
locked
link?
in. People are
How did
locked
you
in.
guys
They
get that
want to
link?
do things.
Yeah.
How did I get Major's link?
No, how did you guys? Because I know at first it was you and I'm Jabba. You
Yeah,
guys
well,
were the two front
Jab
runners,
was
and
still
then
on the
how
sound.
did?
There was other people on the sound, and
Mhm.
they kind of went their way, or they might have kind of did some things that weren't appropriate, and I just had to move on. And I knew Major played Libra Love Sound in Brooklyn, and he's my friend I know him from the streets, and
Yeah.
I just hollered at him, and he rode with me. We toured Japan, Europe, all over the place. He played 5 years on Master B Major, and then
Okay.
uh, his comedian thing started taking off, and I slowly saw his numbers go from 500 Instagram followers to 10,000 to 20 to passing me to like I'm doing shows now with this comedian thing, and I said, "Damn, I got to find another MC."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And his shit took off, and he's winning, and I'm happy for him. And now it's been 5 years since he's been off the sound, but prior to that, then I just linked up Lando Hype. It really goes by Lando. He's from Portmore and he lives in New Jersey, and yeah, we've been touring all over. We've been in Canada, all over America, Caribbean, Japan, Europe, all over. So he's been on the sound, and we work well together, real well together.
All right, that's big right there. When it comes to events, where do you feel most comfortable? Bobby Konders, what kind of events do you like to play especially?
I like dance hall events, where you can bun your weed and buy a bottle of Hennessy at the dance hall price, not at some like little tight pants
Yeah,
fashionista dance
yeah,
hall fuckery that
yeah,
Ray. That's just not my thing. I play at them dances
yeah,
if we get booked, but I like the dance hall where I can go in at nighttime, just get my $120 bottle of Hennessy and one a little high grade and
yeah.
just enjoy the dance and play some good like a lot of young selectors don't even play reggae no more in the early warm. You know what I'm saying? They're just playing hip hop or dance hall. So I
Yeah.
like to go in and play early warm sometimes and set the party right, and
Mhm.
then just get on later, get a slice of prime time and juggle.
Makes sense. And who are some of your favorite songs that's out there? Who do you like to play with out there on the road right now?
Oh, I don't care. I just, I just if I go in to play with a DJ and he's rushing and speeding the dance, we just got to reset it. You
Yeah.
know, we played the other day for Marksman up in Canada. I was telling them hip hop guys did exceptional. I just, you know, I mean, I go to Japan. I play with Mighty Crown King Jam all over Japan. I go to Europe. Play with the European Sound Sentinel. Whoever's in Italy, like what the hell's the sound? You got I go to Salento and play a
Yeah.
lot with Rank and Lele and them, like because every country has its own set of reggae artists.
Mhm.
You know, you go to Italy, they got their own artists. Italian artists. Go to Switzerland, they got their own artists. All over Europe and wherever. I don't. It don't matter. I mean, we got Fire Sundays every Sunday in Brooklyn. The new Fire Sundays. We moved because the building got sold in Crown Heights. We're in Bedford Stuyvesant now. We put our sound system in the club.
Okay.
Real dancehall sound system. We string it up every Sunday and take it down. And yeah, I mean, my man, like you're in the game for a period of time. You try to adjust and move with the times. And that's one thing I
Yeah.
would tell people. You can't be stuck in what you want to do. If you want to stay continually working, you have to adjust and move with the times and try to be relevant in these times.
Which
You know,
makes sense. Which makes a lot of sense. All right. I have a round here called the Rapid Facts, where I ask you some quick questions and you give me back some quick answers. All right.
I,
Okay. What's your favorite color?
oh wow,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess black and then yellow because
Black
that's
and then
massive
yellow.
colors. Yeah.
That's your logo. Okay. All right. What's your biggest fear?
So you don't really tell people that because
Yeah.
then people could have something against you.
that's why. That's how I know you're a wise guy. I get it. All right. If you could have dinner with three people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow. Damn. These are hard. Uh Dead or alive.
Hmm.
Uh, three people that I could have dinner with, dead or alive.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I look back on life,
Mm-hmm.
uh, oh, alive.
Yeah.
Uh, well, dead. I wouldn't mind like bringing back my grandparents to sit down with them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe Dennis Brown, the reggae singer.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe Gil Scott Heron, the the activist
Yeah.
soul singer.
Yep.
And I think that's about three.
All
Then
right.
maybe like if I had to put it like bigger than that, maybe uh like a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King.
Yeah, for sure. Get that. All right. What's your favorite food?
I guess steamed fish.
Yeah. All
I don't
right.
eat it enough. I don't eat it enough, but like proper steam, snap, or cooked properly.
Got you. Okay. Are you a cooker or a cleaner?
A cooker or cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh man, my son's mother might say neither. Oh shit.
Okay.
I would say I probably I don't think I think I'm pretty clean,
Yeah.
but I mean like but I'm the type I'm feeding everybody, but I may not cook. I may just go buy it.
Yeah. All right. I understand. Okay. We have a couple more here. What's the last book you read or listened to?
Uh, well, the last book I'm reading right now is with my fifth grade son, and
Yeah.
it's called The New Kid. So there it is.
Yeah. All right. I
That's it.
actually remember that book there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, but it's like I'm, reading it with him, and
Yeah.
my son's a fifth grader. So, and
Yeah.
obviously I've been out of school. They're locked out of school, so
Yeah.
I'm being the fifth grade teacher.
Crazy. Okay. What's your hobby?
Music, basketball. That's it. That's my life.
All
That's
right.
very fun.
All right. What makes you what makes you relax? How do you relax?
I don't know if I do.
Yeah. Always on the
I
go.
don't know if I do. I'm just like I'm a person that gotta be doing something.
Hmm.
Gotta be doing something.
Yeah.
And maybe now that there's no basketball games on, it's like my man. Like we had the sound system and it was cool, and I paid. It was cool while we had it. I just took it out the club when the club got locked down because of this
Yeah.
Corona thing. Brought it home. I started changing things. Then I started painting it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You got to
Like yeah, like
keep going.
upgrading things that like maybe I didn't need to. I'm like changing boxes now and so forth. But I'm just trying to stay busy.
Keeping it busy. All right. I got three more here in the rapid facts here. What's your favorite movie of all times?
Oh wow, damn,
Hmm.
damn, son.
Hmm.
Oh. Well, you should have let me prepare for this, man. You know I'm old, man. This is a long history of things I gotta go through.
It's part of the deal.
Oh, I love Jimmy Cliff, How Did It Come? I like that. I think
Yeah.
that's dope. I
Yeah.
liked I liked as a kid growing up Beat Street. Uh
Classic movie.
yeah, hip hop, even Wild Style was dope. And then I don't be remembering all these movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool.
Those ones there. Okay. I got two more here. Do you prefer to drink water or juice?
Water.
Water. Okay. You prefer something sweet or salty?
I'm not supposed to be using either.
Yeah.
I'm at that age, but I guess probably sweet because man, I love sweets.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Okay. Last one here. Your favorite comedian of all times?
Show my age here. Oh shit. Of all time,
Yeah.
all time. Wow, maybe Richard Pryor.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. Once you said I'm gonna show my age, I knew either you're gonna say Richard Pryor or Red Fox. Either or either.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't. After that, I could have said Eddie Murphy was good. I saw him live, I
Yeah.
think.
Hmm.
But now Richard Pryor grew up was real young, but we was listening to him on the album.
Hmm.
He
Some
was fun.
That's true. Something
I
totally
like
left.
I like I like older was Bernie Mac too, though. I liked
Yeah.
him. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I ain't scared. No, I ain't scared. Something totally left field. What background are you? Where are you from?
I was born here.
Yeah,
My parents are American. I think my father's side, he didn't really know his father, and our name got shortened
yeah.
because he didn't know how to read or write. My
Hmm.
dad's father, like when he had married, it's his mom's, but then he had left him, so my dad never knew him. So the name got shortened. It was longer than Konders, but they're supposed to be from Polish descent. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But like we don't really know. So
Yeah,
from that aspect, like
got you.
he was saying Russian or Polish, so I
Yeah,
just we don't
that's
know.
where you work with. I got you
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
remember you from you.
I would like to like do some research. I don't know though.
I
You
remember
know.
you from you had your dreads.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I had long. I used to, yeah. I used to have a beard and
yeah, I
yeah.
remember. I
I
remember
used
that,
I
Bobby.
used to scare people.
Bobby, before I get you out of here, if there's
No, man.
anything you want to say,
Before
yeah,
you go, I don't know when you airing this. I want
yeah,
people to know sometime over the next 2-3 months, I'm dropping a new Massive B Legacy Volume 2.
okay,
I'm Yankee. I can say 2, Volume 2, not
mhm,
Volume
of course,
4, Volume 2. And
two,
it'll have a lot of Massive B classics on it from Junior Reed, The Burro, Killer, and Cartel, but a brand new Cartel, one new Cartel, which I featured on the Quarantine Clash the other day, which was. It's called About Us. We're gonna try to finish this video with this quarantine thing going on. Obviously, we can't get Cartel in the video, but it's
mhm,
a dancehall thing. It's a dancehall rhythm, and cyclones on the rhythm, and so forth. And but it's a bad dancehall thing, and it's just something I'll be putting out just to
yeah,
keep Master B relevant and let people still know the younger generation of the things that we have did over the years.
for sure. Something totally random I want to ask you too is when it comes to even as a producer now, you don't have to go into detail, but this is something I've always wondered and people always ask is as a producer, how do you make money, especially in reggae business?
Well, see, like when records were pressing and selling,
Hmm.
you just had to be a soldier in the streets. Like I'm a street dude, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like you had to be willing to be in the streets and walk with a receipt book.
Hmm.
So while a lot of cats in the 80s and 90s was hustling drugs, I was selling records out of my car to every mom and pop record shop. I'd walk with a receipt book and
Hmm.
I'd have the hammer underneath the seat. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And I'd be go out there collecting my bread and leave product and collect product and then slowly developed the brand where people from around the world were buying uh, records in Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Trinidad, Jamaica, wherever, even Canada,
Yeah.
uh, where the songs would be in these mom and pop record shops, and you'd go just collect your money,
Hmm.
so forth. It's a grind. It was a grind. I used to, for 92 to 2007, around there, when
Hmm.
records were selling.
Hmm.
Up until then, I would do days. Friday's the day to go collect, and Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, and go around all day and hustle bread, and then at nighttime go play and dance.
Yeah.
It was a grind. It was a real grind. Uh, you know, but that's just if you're gonna do it yourself, you gotta really want to put the work in.
Hmm.
And hope and ain't no guarantee you're gonna make money because you can spend $10,000 on a rhythm, pressing it up, so forth, so on, and that don't mean people are gonna go buy it in the record shop.
Mm.
That's why a lot of people came and gone and then couldn't sustain it. And plus, it's a foreign label and a foreign producer, and not being born in yard,
Yep.
that cats would look their bread when they voiced for me, and I understood that.
Yeah.
I'm coming off the plane. Come on, son. You already economics in Jamaica are rough, so
Yeah.
they don't want no foreigner cat looking like me begging.
Yeah.
They were like, damn, son. So I just knew, son, you gotta have your gangs to get your weight up and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? And just go do what you got to do to get your money in the streets and just redo it. That's why we had a lot of problem with that one dude in Canada, on Western Canada, that was bootlegging all the CDs at that time.
Audio Max.
And yeah, because Cats really wanted to put it in him. And anyhow, if he would have been in Brooklyn or Bronx, it wouldn't have been good for him.
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Real talk, son. And I
Yeah.
told him that.
Yeah.
I told him that
Mhm.
straight up because there was cats selling out the business and they just don't know the struggle and the grind. You hustle your money, you go to Jamaica, you build a rhythm, your voice, you mix, you're out $10,000-$15,000 by the time you press your records. Some little Fosse's gonna do a medley mix or whatever on a mix CD. You're out here trying to sell your records or your own CDs.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what the business. They just sold out the business, and whoever was in Jamaica selling him stuff. Those are some real fuck boys. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that kid, I told that kid, I said, son, anyhow you're in New York, son, you're done.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Straight up, but come on, man. There's some real cornball cats that live in West Bumblefuck and they hiding, but they're just straight up extorting out, fucking up the business.
Yeah. No, I remember those times because you're coming from records and then you ended up into the CDs and then you went to streaming. So I figured that the whole lull came in when CDs were around, and then when streaming came back, you had
streaming, my man. You make a percentage of a penny on one stream. So it's really hard.
Yeah.
Now it's really hard because if you have to come out of your pocket and pay artists a lot of money, and you ain't gonna make no bread.
Yeah.
I didn't care back then because I looked at it like I ain't begging no boy nothing. If a man voice for me, they can't dirty up my name. I'm gonna keep it 100. They getting their bread up front when they voicing, and they good. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna press the record, do what we got to do, and it's all right. You put something back into the business, and then you put your work out there, and if it's good product, people are gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight.
But it's a different game now, where the artists have to understand, and the artists do understand. They need producers, and then producers that are willing to spend on the song, because you maybe need a video, or you got to pay the selectors in yard to play the song, or the radio boy them, or whatever, to get your thing bubbling.
Mm-hmm. It's a different grind, and some of you have been in it for a long time, so you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. Bobby, it's always a vibe when we sit down and talk. Before I get you out of here, leave any inspiration, anything you want to leave, your contact, anything. The floor is yours right now.
Man, this if anybody want to holler at me, a Bookmaster P, or you want to get in touch with Jabba, Orlando, or anybody on the sound, you can check me out on my gram, Bobby Konders. That's BOBBYKONDERS, and the cellular link on WhatsApp or whatever. The Gmail is my Instagram is 917-674-6232. Or you can check the website out too. We got the merchandise on there. I sell a couple shirts and so forth. But you can just holler at us, man. We're in the street, man.
Let me see the shirt. Let me see the shirt.
That's one of them. We got them in white too. Pretty standard. That's a medium. Got the Scullies too. Where's the logo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on this side. Wait, what's that? Look at that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Close. There you go. There you go. Got the ski hats. We got the snapbacks hats. Whatever. It's all good, man.
All right.
Yeah,
so a lot of
so yo, I appreciate the love, yo. Big up yourself. Big up all of Canada. Big up Specs, the Mars, Power, Soul Controllers. All the promoters, marksmen, everybody that show love to us out there. It's just all love, man.
Bobby, it's always love. Thank you so very much for doing this. It was I learned a lot, and I'm pretty sure the audience is going to learn a lot also. You know what I mean? Definitely got to connect again sometime in the near future. Hopefully when you come to Canada and all of this corona.
You live in Toronto?
Yep. I'm in Scarborough, East Toronto.
All right, y'all. Be safe, man. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family, all right?
All right, big up yourself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.